All right, Shives. You ready for a little bit of a tussle here? Okay. I love your videos. I watch them a lot. I'm a Star Trek fan. I absolutely adore Star Trek. Also, let me just kind of inflate your ego a little bit here. I love your fucking channel, dude. I love the commentary. It is such a great channel. I don't know. I think of all the kind of the Trekkie channels, right? Star Trek, sort of blubbity bloobity poopity schmuck. Yours is by far my favorite. I fucking love watching you. You're funny. You're eloquent. You deliver your commentary with finesse. Don't stop, dude. I think anybody that watches your channel would agree with me. Okay. Recently, I was reviewing a 3-year-old couple of videos. The Trekonomics video, right? Or actually, how do the economics of Star Trek actually work? I like how you work that into every fucking title in your entire channel. And the follow-up video, right? The reply to comments video. In Star Trek's economy, what gives life meaning? Okay, so I just rewatched these, and you know, I know they're old, right? But this is key to me because this is exactly what I've been working on. I just finished filming my my Epicon news segment, so that's why I've got a t-shirt, tie, and short sleeve jacket. But don't you never fucking mind that. What I really want to talk to you about is a couple of comments. For the past 6 years, I have been. I'm a computer scientist. I've been researching, actually, machine learning. I guess there's not really a semantics, right? I've been building socioeconomic simulations for about 6 years, trying to determine whether or not a Trek-like economy is a viable option for humanity. Now, in the comment response video, it seemed that a lot of people really, you know, the first few comments don't understand the dynamics of a post-capitalist psychology and an economic landscape. So let's kind of cover these really quickly because I really wanted to make a comment on these, and I hope this kind of not only informs you a little bit, but you know, some of your followers and subscribers that may have kind of misunderstood these concepts themselves. So, first of all, the first comment that kind of got to me was the Bradley Potts comment where he said, I always assumed Federation citizens got a certain amount of resource for free: power, a replicator or replicator credits, housing, education, medical care. If you wanted that nice house, like Kirk, you had to get a job and earn it. Cisco's may not have collected money from the customers, but I bet everyone who entered was tracked and their accounts debited when they left. This is something I had kind of ruminated about a little bit. Now, I have not read the economics of, or what is this book? I can't remember. I have read Trekonomics. I've not read, what's this guy's name? Rick Webb. So Rick Webb, right, which you've been kind of referencing. Also, Trekonomics, I have read. Fascinating book. He again misunderstands the social dynamics and the psychologies, the sociology, and the kind of a group theory sort of perspective on how humanity operates and progresses. That being said, let's go ahead and kind of nail these questions. Okay, so anyway, Bradley Potts's comment. Yes, I used to think that maybe something like that was going on. But actually, well, no. So the model I have been working on, the only feasible, viable economic model that could possibly get rid of money that I have been able to identify necessarily includes artificial intelligence. And the reason why is because this isn't an economic problem. This is a social and psychological problem. Why do you need money? What does money do? And it's not about fueling the economy. It's about motivation. It's about getting individual agents within a social structure to perform jobs that are good for the economy, basically, right? I mean, that's what you need to do, right? You need to motivate them to perform jobs that give back to the economy, give back to the social order. So how do you do that? Well, you give them credits, you give them currency, you give them payment, which helps them to sustain their own life, to purchase food, purchase a home, purchase a vehicle for transportation, whatever it may be. It allows them to live. Okay, it's a motivator. So the problem is there another way to motivate? Can you motivate without money, without waving dollar bills in motherfuckers' faces and saying, you're not going to eat this month if you don't do what we want you to do? Is there another way to do this? Can you do it another way? The answer is yes. So let's move on to the next question. William Watson. Oh, this is a good one. Let's suppose you enter a classroom the first day and you're told no matter what you do, you'll receive an A. Even if you skip class every day and never take a single test. How many students will bother to attend or take a single test? That's what a world where everybody given all the necessities of life without having to work. That's what a world where everyone is given all the... Yeah, that's what a world... Really bad grammar there, homie. No, I'm not trying to diss on you, whatever, but... Okay, that's what a world where everyone is given all the... Everyone is given all the necessities of life without... What a world without having to work looks like, maybe, would be a kind of... And not trying to fuck up with your grammar. Whatever. Do your thing. All right, William Watson. Not the case. As a matter of fact, there's one more quote that kind of rolls into this. So let's handle this one really quickly, and then we'll talk about how this works. Contra Zombie 4. This is I love this question. Honestly, I'm not too sure a system where all your basic living requirements, food, water, shelter, clothes, healthcare, are met would be all that great. Even though poverty and sickness might be eliminated, so too would be motivation. Honestly, we've already taken out the need to do whatever is taken to survive. If we take out trying to live comfortably as well, what do we strive for? For real, suggestions are welcome. Once we take out the need to work to live a comfortable existence, what is our goal? End quote. All right. This is kind of where a lot of people miss the boat. Again, currently, money is a motivator. It's the grease that oils the economic machinery of our landscape. So let's take a step back and ask, is there any other possible way to motivate, and what would that look like? Just because our current social economic motivator is money doesn't mean that there can't be something else that motivates, and doesn't mean that people are inherently lazy. What the assumption here is that if you give everybody food, water, shelter, clothes, health care, that they're not going to want to do anything. Their motivation fizzles into nothingness. But let's take a look at the science of motivation. Okay, what the research tells us what motivation is. Now, DC and Ryan published the self-determination theory of intrinsic motivation in 1985, which postulates that competency, autonomy, and relatedness are the three core fundamental, ideas or concepts necessary to ignite any one person's intrinsic motivation. if you take care of those fundamental needs. Now, this is needs like, Maslow's hierarchy of needs kind of needs, right? Closer to the top of things. But this is Maslow stuff. So competency is how well you know what you're doing. Okay, if you go to school and learn engineering or mathematics or healthcare or to become a heart surgeon or whatever, you're building competency. You are familiar with that realm of stuff. Autonomy is how much power you have over what you're doing, right? Not being micromanaged, not being told what to do next. Okay, you have autonomy over what you are doing. And relatedness is how well you get along with those you work with. This isn't a hard equation to solve, right? Just ensure people know their shit. Let them have free reign over what they're doing and help the team get along. That's all you need to do to ensure that people are fully intrinsically motivated. In fact, Scott Barry Kaufman did a study. Actually, you should read his book, Transcendence. It's a fascinating book. But he did a study where he asked people, right, if you were no longer paid, would you continue to do what you are currently doing? And the people that were classified as self-actualizing, as transcendent humans said yes. Money didn't mean anything to them. It's because they loved doing what they were doing. All right? That's the spark you need to light in every single human being. And the only way to do that is through artificial intelligence. It's the only thing that we have that is fast enough, clever enough to be able to analyze and figure out the problems, solve the problems, and help everybody be on their A game continually. So, motivational problem? Maybe if you just stripped money from the world, yeah, that would be a problem. But if you did it correctly, you would not need money. And that means that all of those wasted resources, right? We have enough food for the entire planet, yet what is it, 8% or something are classified as, in the starvation category. Actually, we have about 1.5 times the amount of food that it takes to feed the entire world. Yet we still have starvation. We have more than enough homes, yet we have homeless, right? Why? Because there are paywalls in place, because money creates paywalls. And when you have a paywall, when you are not getting your basic needs met, you can't self-actualize. It's a vicious cycle that just eats itself up over and over and over and over and over again. How do you expect people to self-motivate to become self-actualizing if their basic needs are not met? You know what I mean? It's impossible. So all of these concerns that Contra Zombie 4 was talking about, and William Watson and Bradley Potts, are problems that are quickly remedied with the proper infrastructure. Top it all off, I just wanted to give you a quick demo of some of the research I've been doing. This is thermodynamics related, right? The three functions of money inherently oppose the laws of thermodynamics. Like, completely great against it backwards. It's a complete fucking... How did we get here? If you want to know that, read Debt, the First 5,000 Years. It's a fascinating read by Graeber. I believe David Graeber. Fascinating book. But what I'm getting to here is this. So you've got three functions of money, right? You have medium of exchange, store of value, and unit of account. Medium of exchange, first of all, is a fucking joke. What exchange happens in nature? And if exchange does happen in nature, there is energy expended. Listen, entropy always increases. Medium of exchange Medium of exchange? What the fuck is that? There's no exchange. It's not like, two planets decide to exchange moons without any energy cost. There's no medium of exchange. The fact that we think that as humans that we can build medium of exchange into this idea, what happens when you build an impossible idea into a symbol that has real effect on the physical world? I'll tell you what happens, because that's what I've been working on. It dramatically increases systemic entropy, like orders of magnitude. Okay, so medium of exchange, sure, whatever. Unit of account. Unit of account isn't too bad, as long as you're being truthful, which humans, greedy, right? Yeah, not happening. So unit of account, what banks do, right? When you go in and check your balance, right? When you keep your ledgers and balance your checks, all that shit, that's unit of account. It's a designated unit, so you can keep account of what you have as far as this ethereal, symbolic value. Okay. Now, let's just say, somebody tweaks a couple of numbers, which happens all the fucking time. And obviously anybody that does such a thing would be tweaking the numbers to increase the amount that they have, which literally makes a situation where what once was is now much more, which doesn't happen in nature also. So what once was could buy, 5 cars. And then you just make a quick edit online or in your company's database, and now what is now is equivalent to, 50,000 vehicles. Increase in entropy, right fucking there. Tell me how that doesn't increase entropy. It is the definition of increasing entropy. Okay, a unit of account and store value. Yeah, this is a good one. Store value. This one pisses me off because the idea is that you can take your money instead, say a farmer, right? Apple farmer sells apples. The problem is that you can't store apples, in your cupboard for 5 months. They will begin to rot. That is the problem, right? How do you store that value without losing the value of the apples? Well, you sell them. You sell the fucking things, get a little piece of paper for it. Now you can store that in your cupboard, and it's not going to be rotten in 5 months. What's the problem here? The problem here is that Mother Nature doesn't give a flying fuck. Entropy always increases, so those apples will degrade at some point. And the fact that you think that you can store value flies directly in the face of the first and second laws of thermodynamics. You can't store value. That is impossible. Not in this universe. You can't store value. You can't take a system and store it without any increase in entropy and then pull it back out and expect to have the exact same amount of value, right? You can't. So when you do that and you pull it back out and reutilize it, you have again just amplified entropy by an incredible amount. It's problematic, and my latest simulations kind of have begun to, I guess, hint at the problem that just the use of money and the 3 functions of money and how they go against, the laws of thermodynamics are probably the biggest contributors to global warming of anything that we have currently discovered. We're talking about within 1 day, the increase in monetary value versus the amount of energy that it pretends to be able to, replace or, I guess, create out of nothing is orders of magnitude greater in 1 day. And it's been, a few thousand years since we've been using money? It's been 300 years since the United States has been around. So we're talking about a pretty radical increase in systemic entropy. I mean, you can't not have physical effects from that. That is the greatest contributor to global warming. Given I still need to prove it, right? I still need to do a lot more work. But it's not looking too good for the old dollar bill. All right, so that's all I wanted to say. Steve, I love your channel. I really enjoyed these 2 episodes, plus the comment responses. So I will just keep watching. Thanks, man. Take care. Also, live long and prosper.